Hey friends, welcome back to the channel, and if it's your first time, I hope you like what you see and subscribe. It's about minus 12 degrees right now, so it's time for a cold weather fishing tips video. Now, if you've been following the channel, you know that I live in the Great White North, and towards the end of the season, we get a lot of sub-zero temperature days. That's never stopped me though, so I thought I'd share some of the tactics that I employ to get me on the water and to keep me comfortable when I'm there. First thing I'd recommend is to get your rig out of the elements. If you got a garage, that's ideal. If not, a portable shelter and a heater works great. A word of caution about the heater. Make sure you follow the instructions so you don't burn the whole thing down. I typically only use it for a couple hours before I go out. Another important piece of advice is to ensure that you store the motor in the vertical position. This will allow any water in the lower unit to drain and prevent it from freezing inside. Couple points with the boat. One thing I always do is make sure that I can get the plug in the night before. That way I'm not struggling with it the next morning. And I always keep the tie down straps out so that they're dry and not frozen in the ratchet. Lastly, hook your boat up the night before. Generally it's a little bit warmer, and if you got any issues, you got lots of time to sort it out. Some of the clothing that I wear during the freezing temps include toque, neck gaiter, long johns, both tops and the bottoms, wool socks. They're invaluable. Those were actually knit by a friend of mine, Corinne. Thank you very kindly. Good pair of snow pants. Wool sweater. That's circa 1960 from the Canadian military. That was my father's. A lot of sentimental value there. Nice pair of winter boots. They have about 1,000 grams of Thinsulate in them. Heavy parka and some mittens. I prefer mitts over gloves. They keep you a lot warmer. And these ones are the lobster claw style. Just gives you some more dexterity when you're fishing. And that's some of the clothing that we wear during cold weather fishing, just to keep you comfortable and on the water. I learned years ago that when it comes time for launching in the late season, carpeted bunks don't work. They usually freeze to the boat. So to fix this, I installed bunk slides. These are the polymer composite slides that I used. Just make sure you read the instructions though, because they're not suitable for every boat. I'd also encourage everyone to do some research on the best cold weather starting procedure for their motor. For my 4-stroke Merc, I lift up the fast idle slightly, crank her over. Leave the idle up for a few minutes, then away we go. During the winter months, keep your electronics in the house or in a heated garage. Something else I'd highly recommend is a 12-volt seat warmer. You can get them at any auto store for about 30 bucks, but they can really save your day. And if all else fails, you can always resort to... How's the form? Of course, all that exercise makes you hungry. And when it comes to grub, I like high-protein snacks like peanut butter and crackers. Wash it down with some hot soup and you'll be good to go. And oh yeah, don't forget to preheat that thermos. Now I know some of you are thinking that's a heck of a lot of work, but she's a long winter, boys.